Thanks, bud. How's it going, buddy? Episode 3. We've got 6 brand new profiles on the table today. I know we did 5, but we thought we'd just increase the table with a few regulars that everyone might know. Obviously, the guys from Campos who have a single, and the other guys are from Reuben's, Stitch, St. Ali's, and obviously Mecca, all very proud to be on this table. Very, very honoured to be here today.
Yeah, no, we've got such an elaborate spread here. Quite pretty much every corner of the Australian specialty coffee industry. Yeah. With all these roasters that you may be familiar with, from your supermarket brands to the more specialty sort of small roasters like Reuben Hills. These 2 new guys on the table.
I know.
This week, so welcome to Reuben Hills and Campos.
Yeah, they're again, you know, homegrown massive brands in the market. To be able to do specialty is a big thing. To say the least, because, you know, they've been around for such a long time, but they're still trying to, and they are delivering some really amazing coffee. And I can't wait to taste some of that. And of course, the black on black Barty. Couldn't have a table without a Barty. From Kenyans Ethiopia, which is, the reason why I like this coffee so much is because it's so versatile. Again, probably my favorite way to make it is probably on espresso, a double shot espresso, probably 1-to-1 ratio. When you get it right and you get it dialed in, you're literally tasting blueberries, and it's such a smooth coffee. So that for me will never come off the table. I will come off the store because it's such a rock star coffee.
Yeah.
But,
I'm gonna break because
go for it, dude. Far out. Having these 6 on the table and trying to get through them all is nuts. Okay, what's the first one?
So we've got Kenyan Yeri from Mecca, and it's a washed SL28, SL34. Yeah. What you usually get from Kenyans. Yeah, it was smelling bright and fruity, as it should.
Okay, nice.
And same.
You do have this thing about brightness. I mean, I want to explore more of that. I mean, I know that your sort of preference is more a brighter cup.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a...
oh, wow, this is good.
This is preference of mine, but...
oh, wow.
So, like...
Wow. And so, again, sorry, let's just be very clear about the table today. It is all about...
Oh yeah, these are all African coffees.
African.
And they're all washed Africans too. So we've got 3 Kenyans to start off with, and then 3 Ethiopian washed. So yeah, they're similar. They're going to be pretty similar, but we really want to like work out the subtle differences between them. Just sort of see what's in season right now in Australia.
Yeah.
I just need to do this, so brew it at even times. Ooh, this one's a lot more floral.
Oh, wow. This Mecca one is extraordinary. I'm still, can't get past it.
Yeah. No, this Reuben Hills guy was way more floral than I expected.
And, oh, wow.
Yum.
Okay, wow. And so this washed Kenya, plums and oranges from obviously so Campos. Sweet. It is, this is interesting. Varietal SL28, SL34. So they're all obviously mutations of varietals. So yeah, quite interesting. I quite like this.
Yeah, so most Kenyans, or quite a few of the Kenyans you'll see for sale are those 2 SL28, 34.
Oh wow, the floral bit.
Yeah, right? Isn't that insane?
Oh, yeah.
Really impressive florals in that. Keen to see what that tastes like. Yeah, SL28 and SL34s one of my top favorite
But
coffees.
why? Like, it's a mutation, right? They came out with the varietal is it's a scientifically made. It's not just Ekatura or a Typica. It's basically someone went and came up with both and then created this varietal, which is quite cool to say the least.
Yeah, each varietal has its own story behind like how it came to be popular, that you'll see on the consumer end. And SL 2834s, I think they were developed back in like the 1920s or 30s, or Scott Labs was like a sort of institution in Kenya and East Africa. And yeah, that's how they came to be, through that genetics.
So we've got Africa and then Ethiopia.
Kenyan and Ethiopian.
Kenyan and Ethiopian, right. They all have the same flavour. They all have the same depth of flavour, and obviously countries that started coffee right in the beginning, and then that whole coffee belt moved into different areas of the world.
Yeah, all of these coffees are going to be really dense. That's a very standard thing for the East African coffees. There's also some heirlooms in here, like what's this one's a Walisha and Kurumi, like they're heirloom varietals. Pretty sure this heirloom Bourbon, Typica, and heirloom. So it's like a mix of different varietals.
Just help me out here. What is heirloom?
Heirloom's like pretty cool because it's really up to nature, like what it's gonna be.
Right.
It's when you like grow a crop, it's usually like in today's Western farming practices, you're used to like a monocrop, like one genetic like one thing. But an heirloom is grown in the wild, or it comes from the wild originally. It's more related to what grows in the wild, so it's going to be, it could be anything. Like it could have a mutation here, mutation there, that makes it a little bit different.
So the practices of farming are using traditional farming practices to be able to grow that coffee.
Yeah, mostly. That's, with heirloom coffees. That's why you're going to get so much diversity of flavour and coffee and
Right, and so how do you, I mean, this is probably a trick question, but like, how then do you capture one flavour in a lot when it's so heirloom? Like, how do you know that one lot's going to produce one type of profile or taste?
Yeah, so that's really, really challenging on the producer's end, because it's like their whole system of like distributing coffee over there is a bit different. It's a bit to what we're used to. So they'll usually like have washing stations or processing stations, and different farmers from different areas will come and do it in the same place. Right. So it's all just labelled as heirloom,
which means why it's so sought after, and obviously heirloom the heirloom varietal is very much high class coffee. Like, you know, to be able to keep a coffee from rust or any other stuff that goes on, and then keep it alive for such a long time in its own natural environment. That's pretty cool. That's and
to do that in the systems already in place, like it's a lot of quality control.
Totally.
It's a feat. It's a massive feat for them to achieve over there, and so it's really cool that we get to try these crazy unique coffees all the way here in Sydney.
So these are all singles, and it's really important that all these singles are heroed, because it's really hard to be able to grow, but more importantly, to be able to get to this table. Mate, it's like you're playing a little orchestra out here with all your clinking and stuff.
Yes.
So you're now doing what?
Oh yeah, I'm just removing all this froth off the top. You don't want to drink the bubbles. No. Sort of like a crema sort of thing, the micro bubbles.
Yeah, right.
Just getting it off so they don't interfere with our palate as we slurp them in a second.
Yeah. And how long has it been since you've got had a haircut, Nathaniel?
A couple, or maybe like a month or so. Yeah, I just don't do them anymore because it's cheaper. No, actually, this is my style. Long hair, don't care.
So it's been, what, 9 weeks for me, and I'm just having to slick it back because it's a bit, you know, far out.
You gotta get it done in lockdown at home. Like, you gotta find a way.
There's no way I'm handing over my hair to my wife. I'd rather let it grow long.
Excuse me.
You're right, dude. So I can't wait to taste this. Every time we go through 5, I don't generally spit, and so I think having 6 on the table is going to definitely give us the buzz.
Yeah, it's a bit later in the afternoon too.
Definitely
I might have to grab a spit cup because, geez, 6 coffees, man.
Yeah, I'm really interested. Like, if I was going to. From the aroma of the first breaking the crust, I definitely felt that the Mecca was one that I definitely loved.
Yeah.
Out of all of these, I guess, you know, bias with, Barty. That coffee there is purely on our store because it's so neutral, it's very much part of that. It's a well balanced cup. Not a lot of acidity, not a lot of fruit. It's just beautiful in the middle. And then if you do it in espresso, it tastes like blueberries. So, yeah, extraordinary coffee. And so at the moment, to be fair, I really like that Mecca. Like, that is
just based off aroma.
Yeah, based on aroma and the crusting, that was definitely my pick.
Yeah. So far, this one has intrigued me the most, this Reuben Hills, because of the floral notes.
Yeah.
Whereas there are a lot of, like, I don't know, tomato soupy notes coming in, which
I know,
is like...
we know you hate tomatoes.
Yeah, so...
But, like, I hang on a minute. Tomatoes have, like, the umami, the absolute umami bombs, and you don't like your tomatoes. Like...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like fresh tomato. It's just that, I don't know, maybe it's different when it's cooked. So these sort of smell more like tomato soup. And not like not in a bad way. I don't want to like already like hate on these coffees before I've tried them.
Yeah,
but yeah. They smell sweet too. So
yeah, these definitely smell like tomatoes. I haven't had a full coffee today, so I'm definitely not spitting. I'm in full Barty tradition. I'm going to just be a normal drinker.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's get this show on the road.
All right.
Oops. Excuse me.
Definitely need a chocolate after this. This is the afternoon treat.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, so what are you most intrigued about?
Not as much as I thought. It's weird. I was expecting more balance, but it had a lot of acidity. More acidity, and it was quite bright. And then it was quite...
I think it's...
I can't say, but it's a bit roasty.
Really? Yeah. I think it's really well-rounded and caramelly. Like butterscotchy at the end.
Yeah.
It's like there is like sure that vegetalness like the tomato brings. But it's like a really slow
as soon as you said
roast.
tomato.
Sorry, it's going to influence all of your taste notes now, but it's like slow roasted ratatouille, the bottom of that pan.
Yeah, I'm going to say burnt again, but like, you know, when you scrape off that burnt bits at the bottom of the good stuff, at the bottom of a paella, that stuff. Yeah. That is exactly what I'm tasting.
Exactly.
The good stuff, like you want to eat that.
I love paella, making me hungry now.
That's definitely
delish.
Awesome. And I can
sweet, that aftertaste too.
Yeah.
All right.
Honey and apple blossom from Kenya, and it's the St. Ali's. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm getting floral now too.
There's definitely a similarity in origin, I feel. Those, like, they taste the same.
I'm getting a lot more. I'm getting more brightness and also tannins. A little more like a fruitier, like persimmon.
What was that?
Like persimmon.
What's persimmon?
Like a.
I'm learning here. Like,
Oh, it's like a fruit that's grown. I just used to eat a lot in California. They're like.
right.
They're like they actually look like tomatoes, but they don't taste like them.
Right.
But they're orange, sweet, but really tanniny if you don't eat them. If you eat them underripe, that sort of tannin with the caramel sweetness.
It's got something at the end. Like, it's got like, you know how last time I said there was like kiwi fruit and there's like
yeah.
tingleness. That's not a fermented coffee, is it?
No,
it's
these
washed.
are all washed. Yeah, SL28, Ruiru 11, and Batian. Those are all different varietals. Mixed.
Interesting.
Mixed at the processing plant, probably.
That is really interesting.
It's delish though. I wouldn't. Yeah, usually when this is obviously the filter roast, so I actually haven't tried St. Ali's filter before, and it's really
very
impressive.
good. Definitely very good. Obviously, these regions are super complex, so they are real proper dark coffees. So when I mean dark, I mean the complexity. They are like full on coffees, so not just grown for like the Panama where it tasted like raspberries. That's nowhere near the type of coffees that are here on the table. These are real old school coffees, old school regions that produce, full on coffee that tastes like a coffee. Yeah, old world coffee.
Yeah, I get that. What you mean? Yeah, dense. Really, a lot.
You're not going to get lots of fruit, but you're going to get like a real coffee.
Robust.
Yeah. So I quite like this.
Wow, the city on this one really is probably my favourite so far. If I have to grade on acidity,
Yeah, definitely.
It's a really well balanced. I'm gonna try from another cup. What is this Kenyan? It's a Campos's. Yeah, SL 2834 Kirinyaga. That's actually delicious. I really like this. I actually tried this last week right as they delivered it to us, and it was just roasted.
Yeah.
And it degassed really nicely. Like it smoothed it out.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about degassing. All of the Barties that we roast need approximately 7 days, 7 to 12 days degassing. I know when I talk about the new pink that we've just released, and that's a bomb, I took it to about 8%, 8.5%, 9% development. And when we cupped it straight away after roast, it definitely had that carbonisation. But then tasting it today, 7 days from roast, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely lets the carbon out. Like, just to elaborate on what that degassing means is, think of getting coffee as like, it's like a sparkling wine, and it's constantly just emitting CO2, like carbon dioxide, as it sits and rests after roast. And so like, it's almost like coffee's almost like getting a sparkling wine, and it's just constantly emitting CO2, carbon dioxide, but you can't see it because it's a solid. So like in a liquid, you can see the little bubbles rise up when you pour it into a glass, but a coffee, you're not going to be able to see bubbles through the coffee.
No.
So that's why you get these one-way valves.
Yeah.
Stitch has a pretty cool looking one
yeah,
on the back, and we've got one, and yeah, everyone has one-way valve which lets the CO2 escape, and at the same time
doesn't let any oxygen in.
Yeah, exactly. So the beans aren't compromised, but they're constantly in this like sort of emitting state.
And it's really important that you do shelf your coffee straight after roast. There's actually a roast date on every coffee that you see.
Yeah.
And if it, my view is that you shouldn't open the bag because as soon as you actually get oxygen or air into the bag, like coffee is compromised. So try and leave it for 7 days before you taste it. That's really, really important.
Yeah. And also grinding lets out a lot of gas. So as soon as you grind, you need to brew straight away. It's like if you get your coffee pre-ground, I'm sorry, but it's like asking for a bottle of champagne pre-corked. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'll have this really nice champagne.
But can you
cork it
2 weeks before I arrive?
Yeah, right. You don't want to ruin a coffee. So if you taste a coffee that's been ground ages ago, it's going to taste flat. It's not going to taste as lively. All of the like fruitiness and acidity is going to die down. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Where were we at?
We were halfway. I think we're on the Reuben Hills. This is what I'm excited for. Yeah. Smells.
So degas your coffee. You know how they say rest your meat? Degas your coffee.
Dang, it smells delicious. Like peaches.
Light peaches for me, but definitely. Again, this whole umami balance that had the most acidity. This has probably got the most fruit.
This is like white nectarine. It's right.
Yep.
White nectarine.
Totally.
This is amazing. What then? I just want to see the tasting like Japanese citrus honey. Yeah, delicious. Yeah, this one actually, I'm keen to explore more of these because I don't usually see these like local varietals that often. So I'm keen to learn more about them.
And they're West. What does it say? I can't read it.
The varietals Walisha and Karume.
Right.
Yeah, Oromia West Asi.
Which is Africa, I suppose.
Yeah, somewhere in Ethiopia. Probably near the Rift Valley, like in the coffee regions.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, super cool coffee. I wanna learn more about that.
Ethiopia, far out. Like this stuff. I'm going to go into the stitch. This is the Ethiopian Wareka.
Worker, yeah, the worker. Yeah, this one. Just this shipment came in recently, so we've got these all on our store. But I haven't. Well, you might want to. We're gonna put these on the store too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all really dependent on how the availability and because we're working directly with these wholesalers. It's hard for us to pre-book. So sometimes, we do run out or they run out of stock and we have to backfill. So again, they're going on all anything that we cup goes onto our store, which means that it gives everyone the opportunity to taste some amazing coffee.
Yeah, this coffee is good. It's a little more like coming from these guys.
More acidity.
A lot more vegetal.
Well, I'm feeling acidity here. Vegetal.
Not in a bad way. Like
lemon blossom,
still
yellow peach, and black tea. I can definitely taste the black tea.
Yeah, there's floral sort of notes in there. Yeah. Grab some water.
Yeah, the floralness definitely. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's a brand new character for me. Like it's yeah.
All right.
Let me just.
Yeah, I'm making a mess here.
Oh well, who cares? And the Barty, the black Barty. I reckon this will score very well because I'm pretty sure I've nailed the roast on this, and this is such a good coffee. Actually, this is the 2021 vintage. and it's brand new. So we bought
Yum.
another 160 kilos of this, 120 kilos. I mean,
This is really sweet. Really sweet.
washed.
It's actually like yeah, not bad. If I say so myself. Good job on this roast.
We're not fucking around. That's for sure. That is definitely. Yeah, I mean,
Really, really sweet and caramelly. Like this would go super well on both espresso and filter.
yeah.
I actually really want an espresso of that now. Yeah, like preferably black, but I'm sure it would. It's so like rounded.
Yeah.
It seems like it could even stand up to milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm blown away. Like I don't know what to say. Like that's my coffee. So good.
yeah. No, this is
That-
legitimately like.
That's really done it for me. I mean, I've always loved it, but after comparing it with these guys, this stands up. In terms of price points, all kind of in the same price point, all around $20, $15 to $20. I think out of all of these, espresso or a filter, definitely an espresso. This one, probably an espresso.
Yeah, I think this could go on both, just because of how like rounded and like how much body it had. Same with
This one,
this guy here.
this is a filter. Of course, it's marketed to a filter. So yeah, definitely a filter. This one here is a filter.
Oh yeah, I think they're all filters, but like I would still want to try them on espresso.
I think filter and espresso, I think that all work really well. Which means, and you've got AeroPress, and you've got the Delta. They would all work very well on that, depending on grind and being able to dial it in. But holy shit, this has been a really cool table. Again, regionality, all same region, same density, same type of profile. And I think it's come down to the way you roast these coffees for them to actually to get the goods out of them, I feel. So yeah, I don't know what more to say, but I think what a beautiful table of coffee.
Yeah, no, I definitely really liked the ones with more floral notes better.
Right.
Which is a bit rarer for East African coffees because of how powerful they usually are. Those subtler flavors usually get taken over.
And that was this guy.
Yeah, exactly. This guy had some really nice floral notes, and then also this Kenyan. So I really like these two, and then also the Barty Black actually was
hits the spot.
Yeah, came in as one of my favorites too. So yeah, I would do them all on like filter, but these would be really fun to go on espresso, especially because since there are washed coffees, it'll be a bit easier to dial in if you're trying to dial in at home, since they're not as funky. So like if you've got these coffees at home, give it a go. If you've got access to an espresso machine, but yeah, definitely filter coffees if you really want to get these like floral notes out.
You know what? After second thoughts, I mean, my favorite, all of these to me would be espresso coffees, and I'd probably play around with milk. I'd probably even go down the line of trying an AeroPress. But yeah, they're all quite versatile. I mean, the origin and the region is dense coffees, which means high pressure or AeroPress, and probably not V60 for me, to be fair. Like I mean, since we've been hanging out far out, all I've been doing is V60s, and we've got our Fatco machines and all of that. I haven't had a proper espresso for a very long time. And I generally have a double espresso just before a cycle, and that was always my go-to because I know it would just had well balanced, good umami, and with a soda water, showing my age, soda water to follow, and that kind of always hit the spot. And in terms of strength, they're all quite the same strength. They're not too high end, blow your socks off, or too low either. So
caffeine.
Caffeine strength. Well, that's it, mate. That's That's it. That's we've just nailed 6 coffees. How are you feeling?
Yeah. No, that was delicious. I am amped. This like table of washed East African Kenyans Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Really delicious coffees, and super excited to start offering some filter campos.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what do you think we're going to be doing next time?
I don't know. We've got some pretty funky ones that are new to us. A new Barty profile, the pink label.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to unleash that, unleash that upon the world.
The bomb.
Yeah. So it's also an Ethiopian.
Yeah.
But that next to the Barty red, I think would be a cool comparison, and then some others that are on the market that we can find.
Yeah.
It's about mid African season right now in Australia.
Yeah.
Approaching the end, so it'll be really cool to get that in for next week. So just in time for the season change before it changes. So yeah.
Nice. And have to shout out the FST range. That's all out. We're starting to ship all of those packs out. So very, very excited to say the least. That project.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the last episode, check that out.
Yeah, because the FST range is now in flight. We're probably mid-sales, which means that if you don't jump on that now, it's just gonna run out. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But thanks guys. Thank you so much, Nathaniel. And
Thanks,
let's see you next time.
Yeah.
Mate, boom.
That was good.
Good shoot. Sorry, dude.
My bad, I'm forgetting the cups.